So, when we last left our brave and intrepid, vague yet menacing government agents, they had gone into the hedge with the assistance of shit. What was the name of the ogre you have helping you?
Scribe? Where's the scribe?
I'm
Scribe?
here. I don't got a lot in me right now. Hold on.
What was her name?
It was a single word. I've got
Mhm.
an image of her, and I'm like, hell yeah,
Was it like Poppy
Lucy.
or
It's Lucy.
Lucy.
Lucy? Lucy, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you
In the right channel.
guys enlisted her assistance, and she helped you find the night hag's shack. And I could say that structure is on marshy terrain, but I kind of prefer it floating in a white nothing. Welcome to the
Yeah.
hedge. It ain't gotta make sense. I mean, like, that might be a liquid. It's so still, it's difficult to tell. If it is a liquid, it's like milk or something.
Now you had a
Oh.
picture of this shack somewhere, I thought.
Yep, just a little bit up. Okay, a lot of it up.
Oh.
You know what? Let me make life easy for you.
No, it's right here.
Ah! Thank you, Cap.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Cap, you okay?
Hmm.
No sleep?
Honestly, no. No, I'm not. But I'm gonna do this anyway.
Okay.
Is this a sleep thing or like
No,
a
no, I
bad
slept
thing?
until 2 p.m. today. It's a world thing. I'm gonna
Mm.
pop some meds and be another person for a while. That's
Gotcha.
why I have them, after all.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. I thought you meant that's why I have other people I can be.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong.
So true.
That's also true. No, I just got out of a discussion that someone sprung on me about politics and how they're
Oh,
um
whoa, hey now. No springing politics conversations on people. That's just rude.
yeah, yeah, it's more like a I don't want to make anyone sad. So how do I talk about politics and not do that? And I'm like, well,
You
have you
don't.
considered? Yeah, pretty much. And then I accidentally unloaded exactly how deeply depressed and stuff that I am and all the stuff that I probably should have said to my therapist yesterday, but I didn't.
You squirrel.
That's okay. That's where you see your therapist more than like once in your life.
Right. So we'll see how those meds hit me all at once.
My
Right.
secret trick is I send my therapist's notes on my phone.
I should probably do that. I honestly should just take that entire rant that I ranted and put it into a Word document and email it to him.
I
That's what I used to do. I would have a note, like a sticky note going of shit to talk about in therapy.
because from my own experience, if I don't write it down, I will forget
If I don't
Yeah.
write it down, it's gone. It's gone forever.
until it becomes a problem again.
Right? And then I'm like it's like back before I was on birth control, and every like 21 days roughly, I'd be like, "Man, why am I so like tired and exhausted and grumpy and I'm hurt all over?" And then the next day I'd be like, "Every time this gets me."
Every
Yeah.
time. Every time I suffer
You
evil
see?
Shocked
curse, it's a
Pikachu face.
surprise.
Yeah, there are times when I just have to, where I'm feeling miserable, and I have to like sort of step back out of myself and say, "Oh, I'm depressed," and I go back in.
God.
It's because it's not. You don't realize it. It just sort of is. It becomes your physical state, and it's this like lack of energy and inertia and inability to do things that you normally can do easily, and just I mean, at least for me, that's how it hits.
And if it doesn't
Absolutely.
relent, eventually, that's just you. That's just you now.
The pond is frozen. The shit in there is in there.
I, I've got to say is that um, our current president has has created like a spyware inside my brain that consumes a certain proportion of the processing of my brain all the time, and it's it's like I can feel my CPU running slow because of Donald Trump. It's just like I avoid listening to the man because
There's nothing worth hearing.
right,
Yeah,
and I
it's
just
like I
it
could
doesn't
get more enjoyment and value out of repeatedly stabbing a needle into my eardrum.
yeah, yeah. And it's also, I don't want to make my decisions from a place of anger and rage because that's what his followers do. That's what stupid people do. I want to make my decisions based upon evidence and reason. And he is the antithesis of reason. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
Wait.
But
Wait. I got a magic card for you. Here we go. Anybody want their truth butchered?
yeah. Except that's way too skinny for him.
I.
Hands are also way too big.
Oh, that's true. He's got little hands.
It's true. His hands are tiny.
I feel when you like say to someone as a joke, like, man, if I didn't have people to take care of financially, and if there didn't keep being movies and TV shows that I wanted to watch, probably wouldn't be alive.
I mean,
And then you sit back and you're like, oh fuck, that actually wasn't a joke.
I mean,
I mean, if it's no matter how stupid the reason, any reason to stay alive is a good one.
also, I don't think those reasons are stupid. They're just outside yourself. Congratulations, Cap. You have no self-respect. We'll work on that.
Thanks.
And so, you must find a way to live for other people and other things.
Man, we were doing so well at the end of September. Like, I felt I'd learned a little bit, and now I'm back here.
And now you're back here at the bar, and I'm pouring you another glass.
War
Well, Cap, you got a hack to
never
kill.
changes.
Never changes. But sometimes people do.
Yeah. And it's easy to backslide, but you don't really lose the stuff you gain. It's just you have to sort of scramble back for it.
Gaining lost ground is much easier than blazing the trail.
That I'm gonna hold on to that one.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
It's
that
just-
nugget of wisdom.
It's
Let's
gonna
kill a
tuck that in my
fucking
cheek for
hag.
later.
Also, killing the hag, not necessarily a good idea. All you need are the tokens.
That's true.
I'm just here for the gasoline. Let me see if I can find a creaking porch door. But, by all means, discuss, strategize. What's the plan, folks?
Well, making another deal is probably what she's going to want. Assuming we can't sneak in, steal them back. I think that'll be hard.
They're so valuable, I doubt that they wouldn't be on our person.
Mhm. I might be able to smell them. But who knows in a place like this?
Oh, perfect.
That's just the sound the doors make as the wind blows. Actually, now that you think about it, there is no wind blowing. And yet, the door, it creaks.
I look up at the door. Is there a hag peeking out at us?
There is, make a wits and composure roll.
That's a great idea. Just give me 2 seconds to pull up a character sheet.
Oh, a character sheet.
Yes, everyone. Character sheets and dice rollers are important.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Can. Well, where? Da-da-dum.
You have 3 successes.
Ooh,
Oh, we're all making wits plus pleasure.
if you want to. You're
Yeah,
not
okay, might
obligated
as well.
to.
2 successes. Uh, uh,
Please
Nice.
post it in chat. I have a terrible memory.
understandable.
I
That's
don't think you
also
ever
2.
gave her a name.
The hag?
Yeah.
No, she didn't
I don't
share a
think-
name with us.
Yes.
Right.
You might have had a name for her, but we didn't know it.
I don't name my NPCs unless you ask what their names are and they're willing to tell you. All the more reason to create antisocial NPCs. Hey, what's your name? Go fuck yourself. That's what my name is.
Then the players write that down in their notes, and
Right, and then they realize we have 3 NPCs named Go Fuck Yourself, and I'm like, God damn it, guys. Okay. None of you spy a hag in the room, or in the shack.
Hag in the shack. No, doesn't have the right ring check.
No.
I think I need to tighten some bolts in this chair. It's getting creaky. So do you want to make a new deal with her?
no, but I don't think that we have much choice.
You always have choices. It's just a matter of how much work you want to do.
It's also a matter of how much time we have left.
That's a
Maybe
very
we can
good point.
convince her that returning them is in her best interest.
That's not the
I
worst
think that-
idea I've ever heard.
But even if it is in her best interest, she knows that we want them and need them and can get a deal and can get something out of us, I'm sure.
Give a little now to avoid having to take it out in a pound of flesh.
Kicking the can down the road and this sort of thing is usually a really bad idea.
Yeah, they like interest.
Thinking.
Well, we can try and convince her that this crew of slashers is more dangerous to her than she benefits from keeping the tokens.
I have a crazy idea.
All right.
Yusuf,
Hmm.
wouldn't your people really like to talk to a hag?
They are interested in learning as much as they can about Fey contracts, yes.
What if we offered them a letter? What if we offered her a letter of introduction to your organization?
They
Well, that's gonna go horribly.
I'd be surprised if she accepted that.
About to
Oh.
say, the hag
My
would want-
organization has a reputation for killing more than they work with.
Yeah, but she could get a lot out of the arrangement. They don't understand the contracts probably well enough.
They don't seem like the most subtle sort, and well, speaking for first-hand experience, it's very hard to enter into a good pact with a subtle person when you're direct. So my guess is that she would be able to make a deal that would be more beneficial than to her than not. And well, Just a thought.
Certainly don't mind making this Valkyrie's problem.
Hmm?
I don't dislike the idea of making this Valkyrie's problem to deal with.
Well, I was just thinking because they have that they seem to have this curiosity about these things. I don't think that either of our organizations would be terribly mm, interested in making deals. So, just a thought. And the other things we have to offer are service. Performing some task or action for her. But that may be back into a situation where we're killing someone. We could always ask if we could. We could always put a stipulation to say only tasks that we do not find morally objectionable.
This all presumes that you're negotiating from a position of strength.
Well, not really. I mean, we are
Operating from a neutral position.
Yeah, I think just trying to figure out what we have to offer.
We also have more than a few allies.
Now, of course, if this is one of my other characters, I could say we could offer up Holmes as a sex slave, but
Unfortunately.
yeah, I know. Alex,
If
would-
only he were here.
Well, Easter, do you have any thoughts? Any leverage you have? Anything that could be? I don't have a lot in the way of.
I think any of our alliances are secure enough to promise protection of any sort. And I don't know enough about the Fae to know if making her an offer of glamour cut from the club would be enough to
What is glamour?
Is that the shit that like the Fae eat?
No, they
Or is that just certain Fae?
they consume goblin fruits, which gives them glamour. And glamour is the fuel for their contracts and the reward for contracts fulfilled.
Okay.
Alex has no idea about this, so.
So what was Mr. Negative harvesting at the club?
You can harvest any emotional state. It's just a matter of how powerful it is. The more powerful, the more glamour you can derive. So if he wants a night to get less boppy, he can harvest the joy that people are experiencing, or he can like any charged emotional state, sadness, fear, anger, anything really.
Gotcha.
So if
Do
if the club
they-
is killing it, he can harvest, and the club starts killing it less, and everyone's like, man, this should feel better, but it doesn't. Or if a fight's about to break out, he can harvest, and the fight still happens, but nobody's really angry about it. It's kind of like they're going through the motions.
Gotcha.
It does consume the emotion involved. So that, for instance, if you're experiencing joy, and that was taken, you lose the joy. You wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it anymore.
Right.
Your memories of the joy before it was consumed, will those be gone too?
No, you would still remember. That's one of the things that makes harvesting glamour a little dangerous, because if you harvest too much, someone might understand that something strange is happening. But if they have no idea what you are, they'll have no way to connect it to you. Alternatively, you can harvest glamour through dreams.
Is Easter able to explain this to Alex?
I think so. This is basic knowledge.
Okay. Well, I might have it. I have a little bit of a cult. It's a little self-serving, and it might put us in danger. But we could offer up the fear we're going to be experiencing over the next few days.
That's quite a feast for her. I think that would be... We now know the currency that will be offering up. Holmes, Yusuf, what are your thoughts?
That seems to be the best route. It's a powerful emotion. I think she'd be interested.
Well, considering that the slashers seem to have creating fear be what they do best.
It's hard to say, really. I have a feeling we're not really going to know how this deal is going to go down until we're making it.
Well, it's nice to know what the limits are, I guess. All right, so violence off the table, at least in the initial stages. Is that
Going
what-
guns blazing.
You want to? I'd be.
Oh, I
I'd be
said we
good.
won't. We won't.
Oh. That's what I was afraid you were saying. It made things so much simpler.
More DACA.
Come on. Get your Santa Gork ready. We're going in there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Easter doesn't have much DACA.
That's why you guys keep losing fights. You don't have enough DACA.
Speak for yourself.
Fair enough.
What's DACA, just out of curiosity?
A DACA is the sound that orc guns make. DACA, 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 DACA.
Ah, okay. Oh, I've played that character.
For gun.
Oh no, Waskins. She's the Baron of Santa Monica. The one of the two. Well, I'm not sure if we're going to get more out of discussion. I'll lead the way if no one has any objections.
Very well.
But Easter, maybe you should do the talking.
Do my best.
All right. I'll walk up to the door.
Easter actually pauses and taps you on the shoulder. I should probably make introductions, and I'm a little less threatening looking.
I don't think that she'll find me threatening.
Then go right ahead.
I was there last time, so my impression is that she finds people like me amusing more than not. And she knows that we're here and probably has heard this entire conversation, so.
Almost certainly.
Alright, I walk up to the door. I
You walk
knock
up to the door.
politely.
There's no answer.
I will nudge the door open. You said it had gone slightly ajar, right?
Yes. You are threatened with a giant mess. Jesus Christ, there's barely enough room for one entity to move around in this place, much less all four of you. No sign of the hag, though.
Order! Order!
The room is filled with trunks and boxes and gewgaws and doodads and books and pamphlets. The walls are adorned with posters, photos of very dead children, and a whole bunch of news articles from dating as far back as maybe 130 years ago.
Oh wow.
I calmly take off my jacket and then strip out of my clothes and hand them to Easter or Yusuf if they happen to be around.
No, it's Easter. She's the bearer of the clothes.
I am,
Sorry, Easter.
as always. That's okay.
I will take wolf form and start sniffing around.
Make a delightful wits and investigation roll.
I'm sure this is not going to smell pleasant.
Oh god, no, this place smells terrible.
So I did have the scent of those objects because I was using them to track before. So.
You did.
One Mobtail cocktail might take out this entire place.
Well, 3 8s and a 10, but the reroll didn't help. So 4 successes.
4 successes. This place is fucking with your nostrils in a way that's difficult to describe. All you can smell is old flesh and gunpowder fire and ash. It smells like It smells like a Confederate battlefield.
Specific.
I just sort of go over and start rubbing my nose on Easter's pants.
Easter will do you one better. She spritzes a little of her perfume on her wrist and offers it up.
It helps.
I change back to my normal form. I can't catch a scent of anything. There's something overlaying everything like gunpowder.
That's strange. I wouldn't think that.
Old gunpowder. Like an old battlefield.
Not the smokeless stuff.
Like cannons.
Can I smell it in my normal form?
Now that you've caught on to it, yeah, you can, but it's much fainter now. Like the rest of you, like only once Alexandra notes it, does it become apparent. You're just like, oh yeah, no, this place smells like Civil War reenactment cannons and severed limbs.
Loosened bowels.
Don't forget about those loosened bowels.
So this place smells like gunpowder. Interesting.
It does.
Easter sees Holmes's hand twitch for the Molotov. No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So I start walking around the place and moving objects in ways that seem right to me, and see if I can get a fix on the spiritual essence as opposed to the scent.
Fair enough. Shall you roll spirit, or shall I?
I think I'm starting to do it consciously enough. Let's see. So just the knack, right? No.
Yep, just the two.
You know what? I'm gonna spend some willpower.
This is a great thing to spend willpower on.
Two nines and 8.
Well done.
3 successes.
Okay. Noted. This place is spiritually abundant. The dead have made their home here. Many spirits, mostly children, trapped, sleeping. Your imagination wanders to it. Hey,
Is there any
Georgie!
way-
You come down here, you'll float too.
Yeah.
This is a terrible place. Do I see any way of freeing them? Any tethers?
Oh no. They saturate this place in a way. Exercising it is a chore that would take more than an evening. It took several lifetimes of work to get them like this. It will take perhaps a lifetime to undo them. And it's not just spirits here, spirits there. They're interwoven. This entire place is a quilt of victims. Minced and connected like a DNA shell. A DNA shell in wrapping the entire structure. Technically speaking, the building is alive.
Can I make a int and occult roll?
You may.
Fey creatures have laws regarding hospitality. Is walking into this building and messing with stuff going to put us on a weaker position for our deal?
Roll it.
Okay.
Great question.
3 successes?
Oh, yes. If you're trying to deal messing around with things, it takes you down a few notches.
All right, you hear a growl building in Alexandra's throat, and it seems like her muscles are starting to swell, and her eyes are turning kind of a verdant amber, and you hear the vertebrae in her back starting to pop.
Easter
We-
puts out a hand, touches Alexandra's shoulder. We have to find her first. I don't know what you saw, but it's got to wait until we find her.
We can't go rifling through this place. If we start this deal out on the wrong foot, we're not going to be able to get what we want.
You don't understand what she's done here.
I can guess.
I'm
Yeah.
open to changing our position. We just have to decide if we're going to or not.
This place is a tapestry made from the souls of murdered children.
I mean, there are some adults in there too. But yes, mostly children. On the younger side, almost none of them got out of grade school.
Lucy didn't follow us in, did she?
Oh, no, no, no.
Nope.
She brought
She
you
sure
here,
did not.
and she was like, this is your business. Handle it. If I
Okay, just
recall-
making sure.
If I recall correctly, her mission was only to get you here. She isn't even
Yes.
obliged to get you back out again.
Technically, I think you're correct.
Technically, is the best kind of correct when you're dealing with Fae.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Alex, has your organization ever hunted down a hag?
No. It's not really in our wheelhouse. I mean, I'm sure some members have. We have Fae among us, so I'm sure some of them have interacted. But I mean, the most notable one would be what's his name himself, the leader. He's not Fae, but he's sort of he's a fetch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least that's the rumors. He doesn't like go around announcing, as you all well know, I am a fetch.
I wouldn't know of anything related to hags.
No.
Is it something I would even roll on, or just it's not something the Collie's Raiders would do?
I mean, if you want to roll intelligence in a cult, there's always a chance. There's always a chance that you roll a 10 into a 10 into a 10 into a 10 into a 9.
Not likely.
No.
I have. Oh, it's actually a better roll than it used to be. Nope. The dice know what Alex is good at. 4, 3, 3, 3.
Oh yeah, man, you don't know shit about hags. They're nasty, just about in every conceivable way.
What's Task Force Valkyrie's MO on hags?
When it comes to hags, geez, what would they do with hags? They would consider Task Force Valkyrie would want to take a hag out in the wild. You need to catch it while it's hunting. And even if you don't kill it, you can dissuade it from hunting the living, and it will adopt a more vegetarian lifestyle. Because, like, harvesting glamour from goblin fruits can be dangerous in the hedge just because someone else might want your goblin fruits. Harvesting glamour in the real world is dangerous for an entity like a hag because she's so obviously inhuman.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has the secondary downside of being a pain in the ass because it takes a lot of time. Like, if your dear Mr. Negative over there were to harvest like an entire dance floor's worth of joy, he might only get 3 or 4 glamour. And a hag has a big old gas tank to fill. So the most economic way for a hag to get glamour would be to just fucking eat a child or eat anyone. If you like, changelings aren't capable of such a thing until they get to very powerful weird levels, and even so, it's absolutely monstrous to do. But a hag doesn't have a humanity score. A hag is a monster. A hag was never a people. So a hag has no fucking problem just eating the emotional potential of another human being. And kids got a lot of emotional potential. They're a fucking bag of nerves. Like a 6-year-old with an overactive imagination is a feast to this being. So even if you can't kill it while it's hunting, you can make it so you're like, go harvest goblin fruits, you fucking bitch. But going into the hedge to destroy one would be considered a very poor idea. You would need etheric rounds, bare minimum. Hags take their safety they value their safety highly. And they're able to build homes in the hedge because they are powerful enough to defend them.
I actually don't think I have etheric rounds.
Oh boy. I'm not
I have
saying
compound.
I'm not saying you can't hurt it. I'm saying that you'll run into trouble.
I actually, sad fact is I haven't replaced my 9mm with another Valkyrie weapon. I have hollow points and mundane ammunition, and that's it.
I mean, hollow points would do more damage.
It's true.
Yeah, we're not in a good position to fight her.
What I do have are etheric goggles.
Well, she won't be able to escape your sight.
That's good.
She may be here.
I'd like to put them on and take a look around.
You take a look around. Behold, you too may witness the spiritual tapestry of this room.
Yeah. Yusuf just kind of reaches for Alex's arm and holds on tight to that.
I squeeze his shoulder.
Yeah, you weren't kidding.
No.
I pull out my EKG. Zzz.
Oh lord, it's going off.
What's the maximum reading?
It's pretty high up there.
Needle just starts spinning.
I really want to free these kids in some way. I think after this is over, well,
Gotta
We'll find a way.
fucking post this GIF properly because it's too good. Oh, that's weird. It only saves as a PNG.
In every frame, and I'll scroll by it really fast.
What's that? Oh, you know what? I think I can just post the address, and you can. Nope. If I post the address, it also posts the thing.
Does it end in GIF V?
It does. So get rid of the V.
Delete the V.
Yep.
Because Tumblr is ass.
Thank you.
No problem.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm saving that forever.
That works really well.
Doesn't it? And I mean, like, I'm not saying the hag will be able to deflect all of your bullets, but I am saying that bullet deflection will happen.
Whether we want it to or not.
You will be dealing with an entity for which fate is malleable. For which fortune is sculptable. And you will be dealing with an expert who has been sculpting it for many centuries.
I'm sure Ivan knows about hags. I'm not sure if he delivers to the hedge, though.
Probably not.
I think it's one of the few. No, he can't go into the hedge. He's not allowed.
Oh, because he's created.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he might be able to go in, but he cannot open hedgeways.
Gotcha.
He's not people enough.
Hmm.
The more I look at these, the more I think your Molotov idea is growing on me.
They want to free them.
Alex, you get the distinct impression that if you lit a fire in here, it wouldn't even burn. Like, if Holmes dropped a Molotov in here, the fire would ignite the fuel and then burn itself out. Nothing else would catch.
This place is trophy room, and larder.
Oh, it's not so much a larder. Those spirits aren't fresh. They've been spent. Can't you tell by the cold, dead accusation of their eyes?
I really want to kill this thing.
And yet, killing it may be very difficult.
It will require more planning than we have.
Precisely. I'm not morally opposed to it, but I am physically opposed to it based on my own capability. Or lack thereof.
So, at this point, you've got options. One,
No sign.
prepare to attack the hag. Two, search the hag for the tokens, and if they're here, take them and run. And three, wait for the hag to come and attempt negotiations.
I don't think that just taking them will help. I think we need to dissolve the contract that's been written. Because no matter where we take them, she still owns them. It's like if someone borrowed your car.
It's true. You do still own it. And possession is 9/10 of the law.
I think it might be 10.5 tenths of the law in Fey law.
Oh, fuck!
In which case, finding them might be the best idea, but all of this seems too easy. I mean, the door opened for us. So, either the shack has a mind of its own, or the hag wanted us to come inside. Was the door ajar when we arrived, or did we heard it creak open slightly, right?
It did creak itself open and closed when you approached. It didn't seem to be doing that when you had gotten here.
Yeah, I don't think we can take her.
To the original plan, then. There.
I'm not sure if I'm capable of providing a service for this thing right now.
I wouldn't expect you to. I will continue to be the one that signs contracts.
It doesn't seem fair.
It'll even out. Besides, I seem to have a knack for it.
Oh, look. It's right on cue.
Oh, shit.
You're a proud lot.
Hmm.
Come to my home while I'm away, she says, with a large, ragged basket, which she lays on one of the counters.
Good evening.
Standing tactically between you all and the door.
We shouldn't have assumed that you would be home, but we also didn't have a reliable way to contact you. Excuse our intrusion.
Oh, no. An unlocked door is basically an invitation in these places. Although it's an invitation I didn't expect anyone to ever accept.
If we may, we've come here to talk about the bargain we made.
You're not stupid enough to try to abdicate it, are you?
Oh, goodness, no.
Good. What do you want?
I wish to make an amendment to the contract. There have been some developments with the acquisitions department that I think you should be made aware of.
Really? Tell me.
Yusuf is going to take some time to describe the different members of the acquisitions department, um, and in the context of the battle that we had to rescue the changelings, and ending it with, we were very lucky to escape with our lives, but we learned a lot of valuable information, mostly that they are incredibly powerful and more dangerous than we could have anticipated.
Make a um make a presence and persuasion roll.
I can do that.
It's not about the honesty of the story. I have no doubt that you're lying. It's about how honestly you can tell it.
I am spending a willpower on this.
That's not a bad idea.
I got 3 successes.
That's pretty good. She seems decently convinced of your honesty in the description of events.
Wonderful.
You managed not to say, and I'm not fooling you, and no bullshit, but, which is a great way to tell when someone is fucking talking shit.
Now, we find ourselves in need of all the help that we can get, because it's fallen to us to make sure that the acquisitions department doesn't cause any more trouble here. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to need the help of the Bowery King, and he has refused to even acknowledge us while those tokens go unaccounted for.
I can imagine. You sold 4 of his best men and women to me.
That's true. And because I know that you are a very astute businesswoman, and nothing ever comes for free, especially not things of this value, I'd like to propose a different sort of trade that would be mutually beneficial to you.
You would have to be offering something very great. This is a powerful investment. You'd be needing to offer a powerful investment in return, or something of immediate greater value.
The acquisitions department has already proven that they can get into and out of the hedge at
Yes.
their own will. There's one among them that you were able to see has a very powerful connection to the weird. It's likely that they'll come in here again once they've taken what they want from the surface world. So, 4 tokens, 4 of their lives.
She appraises you with a malicious eye. Oh no. There's only one of them that I want from you. Bring me
Is
the
that so?
girl. You know me. You know which one. Alive or dead. It doesn't matter to me. Yusuf. Yusuf, you can't do that, man.
Oh shit.
If
And yes, Easter does say that out loud.
Yusuf, if you say yes to this, you're lying to the hag. Or you're lying to yourself. Take your pick.
Can he's sweating.
Four from the rest of us. All four of them, just not tied to Yusuf.
No. But that's the thing. That's what I want. Either your weird is mine, or your little boy here is forfeit. Either of those things would be far more valuable than four fledgling, promising changelings in the Bowery King's employ. Can you fight that fire that stokes in your breast, little man? I don't
What are
think
you
so.
going to do to her?
Oh, awful, terrible things. Perhaps I'll take her face for my own.
Yeah.
There's a rare occasion I find it advantageous to be pretty. And I know she is pretty. Preternaturally so, wouldn't you say? Or maybe I'll take her power. The raw, unadulterated will that drives her. Or maybe I'll cut off her tits and mount them on the wall. Let everybody know I mean fucking business.
Damn.
So, are you feeding on her, or
Damn.
are you currently feeding off of Yusuf?
There's a lot of rage, just aura, palpable aura around Yusuf right now. He's has itchy hands.
Yusuf,
Uh,
you are Miss Peacocking all over the place. Flames on the sides of my face. I'm sorry, that's Miss Scarlet. Heaving breaths. Fuck, I gotta find that line. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, please do.
You want our rage and hatred of you, don't you?
Wait.
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten anyone. You're a bit late for that. Then there were 3 more murders. Let's consider each murder one by one.
Oh God, that old scene.
Thank you.
But she's like, no. I think you misunderstand. I'm not going to feed on you now. That's such a waste. I want the boy to get angry. If I consume it, his anger will disappear. If he fails, I get him and what energy that's been bound to him. If I get her and all the energies bound to her. I like to call this sort of thing a win-win deal. Welcome to the game of hags. You win, or you die.
Sadly, my character doesn't know enough to help out on this scenario.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, homes of all the supernatural creatures you're familiar with, the Fae are definitely the one that No Mysteries is the least familiar with.
Yep. So I'm just, yeah. Have fun.
Like, ghosts, up there. Prometheans, right under ghosts. Vampires, changelings, and then we've got, mages between Prometheans and vampires, and then we've got changelings, and then actual fairies. Like, this is the dead bottom of the science list.
Yep. Well, it's more so that I don't know the character that he's caught in that spell
Nope.
with. So I can't point out any details here that would be important.
I mean, you could make a wits and investigation roll. Like it's becoming a little she's dropping some heavy hints. Like who could she be referring to? Who would Yusuf be enchanted with? What the fuck is this crazy lady talking about?
Would you make that same deal with any of the rest of us,
No.
or just with Yusuf?
No. Yusuf's the only one who has leverage against him. Well, except for you, she says, gesturing to Easter. But I don't want sloppy seconds.
Oh.
Easter wins a little bit.
Can I make a intelligence and occult roll?
You maced have.
Specifically, from how her weird powers were described, it gave the impression that she was subject to some sort of experiment from positronics. Possibly. That's like kind of how Yusuf has connected the dots in his head. So he's thinking if the powers were put in some way, maybe they can be removed.
Roll it.
Willpower.
Oh.
Willpower? Good call.
Yep.
Holmes. Well, they're talking about one of the girls. It's got to be Victoria or that crazy lady with the fuck off big gun who was firing a lot of shots out of the van.
Okay.
Unclear. Still,
Yeah.
you've narrowed it down. Oh boy. You know what, Yusuf? That might just be possible. You don't know how it would work. You might be able to reclaim it from her dead body. But no matter what, there is definitely a way for you to get that whatever the fuckness out of her and give it to the hag without giving her the body. Or the person. You wouldn't even know how to disentangle that if you wanted to. But strictly speaking, it strikes you that it must have been put in, which means it can be removed. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll make the deal in exchange for the tokens and your power over them. I will give you the power that she has.
You've got 2 weeks. Make them count. And she extends a wretched hand towards yours.
Yusuf doesn't flinch. Takes the hag's hand.
Fucking... Don't I get a dodge roll? You said you don't flinch.
But Twitter has permanently suspended Donald Trump's account.
Oh, got him. It might be 4 years too late, but fucking got him.
Better
It's
Nathan
probably
Lever.
more punishment for him than
Nathan
prison.
Lever.
So, as you bring your hand away, Yusuf, the charms are already in your hand. Little innocuous things. A chess rook, a dice, a little ring, and some sort of tooth of something. You're not entirely sure which.
I do not thank her. I just give her a nod and say, 2 weeks.
She opens the door and just points out into the hedge and just says, "Out."
Out we go.
Out we go.
She watches you the whole way as you walk down the bridge across the river, across the marsh of glue or jizz or milk, whatever the fuck it is. And like she is just standing there in the doorway staring at you all. Lucy's nowhere to be seen, but you got this far, it's not hard tracing your way back. And once you know what the hazards are, they're exceptionally easy to avoid, especially considering one of them seemed to be on the move in any event. When you catch a glance back to see if the hag is looking at you, there comes a point where the door is no longer open and she is no longer there. Yusuf. It all ends in 14 days.
One way or another.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you guys make it back to the Bowery King's graveyard without too much incident.
Yusuf?
He hasn't said a word the entire time.
No, indeed, he is not.
I wish I could have made the deal in your place.
You're more valuable to the mission the way that you are.
One way or the other, we need to kill that thing.
Yes, I did it. I killed Yvette.
He just
I
slowly
hated her
nods with a blank
so
stare on his face. He's been
much.
staring into the middle distance for the past few minutes.
Flames on the side of my face. Heaving breaths.
Can I take those for a moment?
He'll pass you the tokens.
I'm gonna sniff them and just check them for any sign of contamination or corruption.
Make a spirit roll.
All right, I'm gonna spend another point of willpower.
Willpower was made to be spent.
Oh, well, 2 10s. Oh, no. 3 successes.
3 successes. No, there's nothing here but a child's pride. Like a kid who brings something home from school and their parents tack it up on the fridge.
Yeah.
It might be an early creation, but they all show a lot of promise. Anything else before you enter the Bowery King's realm?
I don't think so.
I think enough damage has been done.
So, you all head in. Lucy is there waiting for you. She dryly remarks, "Better you than me," and opens the door and gestures for you all to enter.
You can go in.
And and you go to the Bowery King's office, where Cookie Juice and the firemen or firewoman are all waiting patiently. You succeeded.
Firewoman.
Hmm?
Firewoman.
Yeah, she.
So not searcher. This is a fae.
No. This is like a 6.5-foot tall brick shit house of a lady with a great big white beard, who's got a fireman's axe.
Okay.
Somebody wanted a fireman, and they got a woman, and they said, "Make it work." Uh, uh, Omar looks at you all and just says, "You don't need to say anything. You can if you wish. I already know what you've done. It's written on all of your auras. The tokens, please."
I think I had them last, so I'll hand them over.
Hand them over. They're splayed out on his warped and strange desk. It's really just a length of countertop on top of 2 filing cabinets, but it's a desk. I understand. It's not that you did this for me. It's not that you righted a wrong. It's that you were willing to take a risk for my people. And that means a lot. Whatever you need, if it's in my power, and it doesn't risk too much, I will provide it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In no uncertain terms, the contract between us is fulfilled.
Is there any way to destroy that thing?
The hag?
Yes.
Almost certainly. Extremely difficult. A bit beyond my pay grade. I mean, if we wanted to, we could get a hunting party together and go handle it. Why?
Her cottage is decorated with the souls of murdered children.
That's generally what hags do, yes.
I'd really like to free them.
I bet you do.
We'll have Ivan deliver a message to you when we realize what our next move is.
I do so enjoy his little parcels. Reminds me of yesteryear. And then, like, he enters a momentary, brief fugue state as he just sort of, like, starts zoning out and just says, "I remember the letters. Dear John, they always begin with." Did I sneeze or something? And Juice just looks at him and says, "Yeah, man, big sneeze. All the numbers in your head go up by 1? What did you say, Easter?
It's you.
Oh. Oh, thank you. In any event, a fair evening to all of you. You know your way out.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And as you leave his mausoleum, you arrive at your vehicles and you cannot remember how to get back in.
This always happens.
Doesn't get less annoying either.
Like, what's worse is you remember that it's here. You just can't remember which one it is.
Just write it down.
I should probably mark it.
Well then, what's next on the docket for the team?
Regretting my life choices.
Do we scout? We have that location. It's a possibility.
Oh, right. The north place. Yes. I think that's a good idea.
Do you go in a northwardly direction to the forest, whose name I've forgotten?
It's Northbrook.
Northbrook.
We'd narrowed it down to
Some sort of abandoned facility.
there's a Yullivan truck and repair in the Sun Animal Preserve where there is an animal hospital. It's about 2 hours away.
Yep.
Oh, Cap, thank you for your notes.
You're
Love you,
welcome.
Cap.
Love you too.
It's been 3 or 4 weeks, so
I know. Some one of these times, I'll type up my notes as I take them, so I don't have to ruffle through so many papers. Especially now that my mic doesn't pick up my keyboard.
By the way, how's my sound been? Is it still good?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, I switched over to using my computer in a gaming headset, and it seems like it's solved the problem.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
So, to Northbrook?
To Northbrook.
How are we driving? Do we want to take? How many vehicles do we even have nowadays?
One.
I think just one.
We lost one of them, right?
We lost
Yeah,
Holmes'
we
car.
lost Holmes's car.
No,
May she rest in peace.
The insurance company is saying that I should have it back soon.
This is true.
Right, Skittles?
Yes, that is correct. As a matter of fact, no mysteries will be able to send you another vehicle tomorrow.
Yay!
I'm posting letters to the prince and to the Bowery King, and to my boss. What's his name?
Emir.
Emir. And essentially, I am going to put a note on them. Deliver within one day, and just give the details of the locations that were investigating. Well, it doesn't need to be one day. Just I don't want this to come out too early in terms of breaking our cover, but just in case anything happens to us,
Right.
someone will have the information.
Do you know how
Or
far
everyone.
Do you know how far you can run when you never get tired and only need to sleep every 6 days?
Just like really far.
You can just like keep going, dude. No one's gonna stop you.
Like you only clock about 20, 22 miles an hour, but that adds up.
That adds up, man.
When Ivan comes to pick up the letters, I have an additional note for him, and which is also to be opened in 24 hours, and I give him a hug and don't say anything.
Understood. Good luck. He doesn't know what you're going to do, but he understands that it's intense. It's written all over your face. So do you head out towards Northbrook?
Yes.
I figured that in some ways us disappearing is a good scouting, it's like, yeah, yep, there's something there.
I mean, consider how many quests you've had in a video game that start with "Yep," and they went up there and they never came back.
So it wouldn't exactly be a win if we disappear and die, but at the very least, it's not a complete loss. We get to be like the beginning of A New Hope. We got the plans of the rebel base to the not the rebel base. We got the plans of the Death Star to the rebels,
and then we fucking died.
Worth something, I guess.
I was thinking about it. They lost an entire military base, to the resistance that day, along with the plans.
Oh yeah, they did. They did fuck
Yeah,
up
they
that
kind of
base.
blew up the fucking planet. Well, not the whole planet,
not
but
the whole planet, but that island.
Utterly obliterated.
Hadn't considered that. And I mean, like, considering the number of rebellion casualties, like, the rebels are always punching up. Like, that's the thing about punching above your weight class in that way.
The problem is when you're outnumbered 1,000 to 1, winning with like taking 100 for every one you lose is still losing.
Right. We're dealing with a tight number game. So, you guys get on 294, and you go to Northbrook. A beautiful, idyllic suburb located at the northern edge of Cook County. And most notably, the Northbrook Forest.
If anything should happen, I adopt my war form. Use the opportunity to escape. And I'll do my best to hold them off. Hopefully it won't be necessary.
Yeah, sure. Yusuf says like a liar.
So I assume you guys start investigating around Northbrook Woods. I mean, you can check out that animal hospital. What was the other location that I mentioned?
See, animal preserve, animal hospital, and an abandoned Yullivan truck and repair warehouse. And auto.
Truck.
Yeah.
Is the animal hospital still operating?
It is.
Yes.
Just in case we have to take our
Meaningfully at Alex.
What was that?
I just said I look meaningfully at Alex.
Well, either one could be. An abandoned location seems like it would make sense for them, but something about a hospital seems to be appealing to them.
How the fuck? Cap, did you look up Yullivan Truck and Repair, or did I tell you guys that?
You told us that.
What the fuck?
What?
All praise the Google Maps. Like, I can't even find it anymore.
Should we spend some time in the town and see if we can get information there? I would go straight to the woods. Certainly I'm more comfortable in the woods, but...
It's also dark. You'll be able to go to a local watering hole, but that's about the only thing that would be open. And this is a suburb. You're not going to find any nightclubs out here.
Let's look around ourselves. I don't want to commit to asking a ton of people questions. and revealing we know where this is.
Right.
I think that's wise.
Let me sniff around.
Alternatively, you can go to the Walmart Supercenter. I'm certain someone there has seen some shit.
And I mean, the
Listen,
people
we
on the
don't have
night
time to
shift-
take on another quest.
It occurs to me that they would need to buy things. That they may have gone to local stores. They probably would not have sent. It probably would have been Alexandra or what was the other woman's name?
You mean Victoria?
Victoria. What do I say? That's me. Alexandra's me. Probably would have been
the other
Victoria.
Alexandra.
I'm so tired.
Me too.
It's sleeping night.
Fridays.
Oh, well, motherfucker, there it is.
Though as a note, affluent suburbs usually don't have Walmarts.
It's just a few miles away. Not even. Let me get some. Can I get some directions real quick? Just from place to place. No, get rid of that. I don't want that one. Like it's shockingly near. Here we go. It's 12 minutes away. 7 miles.
Places like that have security cameras.
That's true.
We'll be sifting through a lot of footage.
They are sort of remarkable individuals, and the van is very noticeable. Yusuf, are you good enough to break into
a Walmart security system?
Or traffic
CCTV cameras? Yes.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
I don't even want to think about, like, if it's not the money, I can't imagine how shitty Walmart's cybersecurity is.
Yeah.
They're still running like Windows 98 on most of their computers.
Oh my! Did you know? Is it Windows 98 or 95 that you can get in the login menu through the help menu?
I think
Well,
it's
Windows,
95.
both of them were really DOS. That they were just shells on top of DOS, so you couldn't really lock people out of them. I mean, you could get in, you could lock them out of the shell, but you couldn't lock DOS, which is the sort of underlying OS. That it wasn't really in OS until, well, Windows 98 was really the end.
Guys, this is really crazy.
In parallel, they were doing this the NT OS, and then they sort of replaced the DOS-based stuff with the NT-based stuff. And that's where I think XP was probably the first one where you couldn't really break in. Speaking of someone who installed dozens, if not hundreds, of Windows 95 and Windows 98 systems. So.
Damn.
I was doing tech support back in those days.
Just trying to see if I can find the GIF, because there's a GIF out there where a dude is locked out of Windows 98 and goes in through the help menu of the main thing and just like opens a directory to the desktop and like double clicks an icon on the desktop in the directory, and it just fucking wigs out for a second and just lets him into the computer. Just.
But the thing is, that's all true, but most hackers nowadays are so well, they use tools and scripts, and they're so accustomed to like Java and other things that didn't exist for Windows 95 and Windows 98, that even though you can break into those things really easily, they probably wouldn't know how to.
I'm about to say, you can do it very easily, but you can't do it automatically.
Yeah.
Or not with the tools you would have
man.
now.
Yeah, I mean, most people, most of the hackers are script kiddies. They use stuff that was left online for them by smarter people.
Here we go.
Well, if that van was present at all, it means they're probably operating here. They wouldn't have any other reason to be in this area.
It's definitely worth a shot. It will take some time, but
Well, is this something that we should have done before going north? Maybe just hacked remotely?
No, you'd want to be there.
I could go sniffing around. Holmes and I could go sniffing around the edge of the forest. Not go too deep in while you're doing it. I'm not sure how much I can add to a cyber investigation.
Easter, why don't you come with me then, and
Very
we'll
good.
get a coffee, and I will sit on their network and see what I can see.
Sounds like a plan.
Nice.
And Easter looks at you with like very faux seriousness. You got this, Yusuf.
If I don't, then I should probably retire.
If you don't turn in your hacker card, fucking, you failed to hack into a stuffer shack, dude. You're experiencing, and I quote, loss of confidence drawback. But
Chopping that meat. Chopping that meat.
smacking. Let's start with
That was from Las Vegas, right?
I think it's in 3 and New Vegas.
It's in 4.
New Vegas. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I was thinking.
my bad. It's
Yeah.
in 3 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So let's begin with Easter and Yusuf,
Cool.
because it will be quicker.
Yep.
You drive to the Walmart Supercenter. You drop these 2 rubes off at the Potawatomi Woods, and give me an intelligence and computer roll.
Gladly, 1, 2.
This is a hacking roll if you have an expertise in hacking.
I do not, but I got 3 successes.
Yeah, you're good. You get on Walmart's free Wi-Fi, spoof a couple signals, for brute force a password which is Winter29, and Winter29 by the way, and you very easily and readily gain access to the
Security footage cloud.
yes, that one.
Wonderful.
It's kept locally, and it's deleted every 3 days.
Every 3 days?
Yep.
Well, I'll go back 3 days and start sifting through, looking for really weird vans. Do I have any Task Valkyrie image recognition program that can help me with this?
I want to say no, but the answer is definitely yes.
I do have a specialty in data retrieval, if that helps.
That does. Motherfucker. This constitutes data retrieval. Or more accurately, you're trying to find an image of the van or any of the people that you've faced in order to be able to set up a positive ID.
Well, I have excellent news. 5 hits.
Fuck. So yeah, you Okay, so you find like Task Force Valkyrie has been doing some research into these guys since you brought them up, and you mentioned the attack van, and you got 5 successes, so you get a winner chicken dinner.
Fuck yes.
You catch a piece of footage in which the attack van changes its appearance.
What the fuck?
It's
So upset.
it's using a form of optical camouflage.
Oh. Oh. Dirty.
Oh my god.
Like, do you guys remember the weird fucked up Wonka car that's got bubbles exploding out of it?
Yep.
And they get to the rewind and it like it contracts and then expands and everything is clean.
Yep.
It's like that. There is not only visual distortion, but there is spatial distortion on the footage that you're able to spot as the van goes from the fucked up 50 Blessings attack van to an innocuous white windowless van. Like any creep might have. The only thing it's missing is free candy printed on the side. Which makes it much easier to find the vehicle you're looking for. Because now you understand you're not looking for the attack van. You're looking for a white windowless van.
Perfect.
And sure as shit, you see Victoria and that slick, smooth, smarmy motherfucker who was barking orders at the beast and the mute, holding hands with their arms crossed, saying sweet nothings to each other and giving each other like way too much fucking PDA. Like, there's a level of public display of affection where you attract attention, and then there's a level, if you go further than that, where you start deflecting attention, because you so nasty, no one wants to look at you. They are firmly in the you're so nasty level of public display of affection. And they're dressed like a perfectly innocuous young yuppie couple. And you follow them on their trip around the Walmart, and they pick up some groceries, and they bring them out to the van, chuck them in the back, and leave.
Was disturbingly normal.
Sickeningly normal. You almost fell asleep watching it because it was so fucking normal.
Was Easter like looks over your shoulder? That was it?
What do you mean that was it? That was exactly what we were looking for.
Like, the smarmy guy's wearing khakis and a fucking Hawaiian shirt, and she's wearing a sundress and flats.
Which one is the smarmy guy in terms of?
The face?
No, the smarmy guy was wearing the ragged suit. I think you've only seen him once.
Oh, okay.
You dropped off the body that they were going to collect, and he sent out the beast and the mute to go out of the van and pick it up.
Gotcha.
He had a voice that was too smooth. Gentlemen, please! Do your thing, boys!
We actually heard that he and Victoria were sort of the leaders, right?
That's a very good
Some
question.
point.
I mean, obviously the beast and the mute aren't leaders. One of them can't, like, fucking communicate. And the other one probably wouldn't want to be in charge anyway. The smarmy guy's barking orders. It remains to be seen if he's in charge.
You know, I was expecting them to try and blow the place up or something. That was just So normal.
You know what? Yusuf and Easter, give me a wits and composure roll, or like a roll that would be used. You know what? Resolving composure. This is a roll to pay attention.
Cool.
Resolve and composure.
It's a willpower roll.
They probably did all sorts of subtle stuff that made things bad to people around them.
I got 1 success.
Oh boy.
It's not my role, man.
This ain't my roll, man. This ain't my roll.
2.
2. Easter, you realize there's got to be something in this footage that's more than it seems. But God be damned if you'll be able to figure it out. This shit's so fucking dull. Ah, God, they're kissing again. Fuck off.
Starts like looking at, well, what'd they buy for groceries? Maybe they're building a bomb, and gets like so focused on that she can't look at anything else.
Yusuf.
Baking a cake.
You said you'd bake us a cake. You said you'd bake us a cake. Yusuf, you spot only one thing that's a little suspicious.
Okay.
Like, an exceptionally fat dude and a rascal, drives by and doesn't hit their cart. Doesn't even like almost hit their cart. But he drives by and mumbles an "excuse me." And when he does, the smarmy dude fucking stares daggers at him. And then Victoria gives him a knowing look, like, you can't do that right now. And it's all in like, blink and you'll miss it. It's just a pointed look. If you didn't know what you were looking for, you probably wouldn't even noticed it. But that dagger-filled stare speaks volumes.
Can I wits and empathy that to see if like he was, how close was he to losing control there?
You maced him.
Wonderful. 2 more hits.
2 more hits. He reaches for a pocket. What's inside? It's way too not detailed to tell. But it wouldn't be too far of a stretch for it to be a weapon. And that look screams a 10,000 word screed plunged into 3 seconds that fundamentally equates to fat dude's got no reason to live. Like, take every hate-filled screed you've ever heard, just like, he's a fat piece of shit, he deserves to die, he's a stupid eater, he's a pointless, like, he's a drain on resources. Think about all the electricity that Rascal uses, and if we didn't even have to produce it, think about how much we could save. Quite frankly, he's a part of the faceless hordes who'd be better off dead.
Gotcha.
And, like, the casualness to which he responded to something that shouldn't even be upsetting with murder is the thing that really gets you. It's not that this guy is going from 0 to murder so quickly, it's that he's always at murder. He's just making you think he's not at murder.
Gotcha. I'll point this little interaction out to Easter as best as I can and just say that it looks like she's the one keeping him presentable in public.
Keep him on a tight leash. That makes sense.
I think I understand better now why we've been told by so many other people that their alliance is precarious.
They're a freaking powder keg is what they are. Wouldn't be that hard, probably, to get some infighting going.
No, I don't think that that's the way. I really do think that it has to be us or some outside force that takes out one of them. The rest will destabilize. I didn't believe it before.
Like
Makes sense.
it's more like you said powder keg, and my mind immediately went to imagine a ring of barrels. All of the barrels are filled with gunpowder. All of the barrels have a wick. Each of the barrels has a gloved hand coming out of the center of it. If you try, and each of the hands is facing one of the barrels, if you try to ignite one of the fuses, the hand that's responsible for attending to the barrel will extinguish the wick. Eliminate one of the barrels, move it out of the way, and you just need to figure out which wick you need to light.
But very importantly, we know that we're in the right place.
That's true.
So unsettling, isn't it?
What? All of this?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, of course it is.
I mean, she just looks like someone that I'd flirt with as the barista.
That's what they want you to think.
You know what? Easter, you can make a wits and empathy roll if you wish as well.
Too.
Yusuf is more like, she's too beautiful to be a barista.
No.
No,
It's
I
not-
mean, she's all right looking, but she doesn't hold a candle to the love of my life.
Exactly. It's not Victoria that he wants.
It didn't even
Oh,
cross
so-
my mind.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, it's fine. You don't know her name yet. Love doesn't need a name.
Ooh.
Oh god. What'd you get, Easter?
You hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
No, okay. 2.
Type it in. That being said, you don't see anything. Nothing. You're like, huh? She seems so normal. Like she's someone I'd flirt with as a barista. And you examine some more tape of her, and you confirm your suspicions. If there's anything weird about her, it's too well hidden.
I'd like to make a copy of this section of footage and disconnect.
Sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, Alex Holmes,
Yep.
welcome to the woods.
Oh boy.
Well,
Oh, fun.
let's not go in deep, but I would like to sort of sniff around. I'll take on my wolf form,
Sounds good. Make a wits and composure roll.
and I'm specifically thinking that the beast guy might be marking his territory. Ah, sneaky D8 trying to creep in with my D10.
I can't roll higher than an 8 on this D10. Wait a minute.
2 successes.
2. This place is so saturated with musk, it's hard to get a good scent on anything. If something's been driving on this road, you should be able to smell the gasoline, but all you can smell is some overwhelming masculine funk mixed with piss.
Yeah.
This is not a normal forest scent.
This is not a normal forest scent. You've never smelled a creature that smells like this. Humans usually smell like pizza and beer batter. This thing smells like sweat and protein.
Sort of like a bodybuilder type.
Yes.
So maybe not the beast, maybe the mask. Or both of them. Definitely something unnatural here, Holmes. Smell.
Okay. I do some investigation if that's okay.
Make some investigation.
Let's see, and that goes with composure, was it?
Wits and investigation.
Wits and investigation, okay.
I'm looking for tracks while I'm at it, too.
Ooh.
Let's see if I can, find big paw prints or big boot prints.
Ooh, big swing and a miss.
It happens to all of us.
Wits plus investigation.
Yes.
I don't get any bonus to that, and never mind.
No, you still get the bonus from being a wolf.
Oh, okay.
So I look everywhere trying to see if there's any markings or car tracks or anything that would stand out.
Well, the tire tracks are pretty obvious. I can't even hide those. I can't hide those from you even if there are no successes.
3
Excellent.
successes on my investigation.
Although, Alex, if any tracks that aren't being hidden need to be being left behind deliberately.
Oops, I'm in your one-shot robot by accident.
Maybe following those tire tracks isn't such a good idea. But you do find something nice. You find a tuft of hair.
Does it seem to be human hair?
It's not human. You don't know what it belongs to. You've never seen anything like it in your life. Never smelled anything like it either. It definitely belongs to that masculine piss sweat smell.
I'll resume human form and grab it.
You grab some fur. Everybody give me a wits and composure roll.
Everybody?
The
What is
two of
this?
you who are there.
Two successes.
Also 2 successes. Hopefully that was not an initiative roll.
You look out into the moon-filled night and... Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
It's there. It's not moving. It's just breathing. Watching.
Is this the beast, the beast man we had seen before?
It's difficult to make out. Vaguely familiar, yes.
Oh, that is a terrifying image you have found, sir.
You're welcome!
I hate it.
Hate it so much.
Hits me right in the animal brain.
There's so many things wrong with it.
As I said, it's not moving. It's not going into attack. It's just watching. Breathing.
I vote we slowly get the hell out of here.
This may be the opportunity to take one while they're away from the others.
It's not a bad
You
idea.
sure you can take that?
No.
I got my grant.
No, I'm not, but better now than with his friends.
Ugh. Well, feel free to lead.
All right. Is this okay, guys? Is this okay to have a combat with you not there? If we did this?
I
Is it
mean,
okay with
good
me
luck.
as a player? Like, have fun. You may want to run that one by your gods.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I wonder why it's not moving.
It
There's
hasn't decided what.
there's some real trap vibe going on here.
What? It's just Admiral Akbar flying overhead.
Oh.
So do you move forward to approach it?
It's a trap.
Alex, do you move forward to approach it?
Yes.
Okay. You move. There's the gift. You move forward to approach it. What's your defense score?
Wait, how much metal is there in the woods?
It's everywhere.
That's a lot for one creature.
Mm-hmm. But Alex, what's your defense?
3.
3. Noted. Ooh, it only takes 1. As you're walking towards it, you hit a snare. And what are those traps where a stick with spikes on it springs out from behind a tree?
Oh, those things.
It barely nicks you, but you take 1 aggravated damage.
Oh. Silver?
It's been tipped with silver.
That's not good.
Like it just narrowly grazes your torso, but it leaves a wound that won't stop bleeding.
Lovely. Is it reacting yet?
Everybody make a wits and composure roll.
Oops. D12 tried to getting in there too.
Rolled an 11? That seems a little high. Alex, you can hear it out there. Laughing. An embarrassing, wheezing giggle snort. Do you approach the creature more?
I'm trying to assess whether there are more traps in the path.
Now that you're using your acute eye, give me a wits and composure to spot for traps.
Okay. Yeah. 3.
3. You spot no more additional traps. That doesn't mean there aren't any there, but considering the care which you've taken to look over things, they'd be comparatively mild if there were.
I'm gonna actually assume my war form.
You assume war form. Do you go apeshit on this monster?
Yeah, I just want to.
Sounds good.
It's been a bad day.
You rush up to this thing and go apeshit on it. You realize as you're tearing it to shreds, it's a finely crafted mannequin made out of skin, muscle, and bone, expertly taxidermied and put together by a master crafter's hand.
All right. I scan around for anything coming at my 6 or my 9 or my 12.
Well, unfortunately, being fooled in such a manner forces you to drop out of war form. It's such a kick to your hunter's pride. You can't retain it. And now you notice something else deep in the woods.
Oh.
I don't like it.
That doesn't look like the any of our friends.
It doesn't look like any of your friends, but one of your friends could dress up like it.
How big does it seem?
It's pretty fucking big. 6'8", 6'9". It seems to speak. Gotcha.
Is it approaching?
Nope.
Hmm.
Seems like you're stepping a little bit further than you ought to, Missy.
Yep. When are they coming to pick us up?
It shouldn't be long.
Should I just start shooting, or are we backing down?
It seems like it's trying to draw us further into the woods.
I wasn't planning on following. I'm just figuring it's a good shot.
At this point, we've revealed ourselves, so try it.
All right.
Roll that beautiful to hit.
It has been a while. Let's see. It's the gun's damage plus dexterity plus
Firearms.
firearms.
Yep. A rifle like that's +4, +5?
Yep. +4, I believe.
It's a good weapon.
Yep. Then 4 hits.
4 hits? On how many dice?
Yep.
Show me the roll.
On 11. I will show you the roll. Just a second.
That's a pretty good fucking roll. You've never seen something dodge
Yep.
a bullet before, and yet you're seeing it now. When you fire, by the time the shots left the gun, it's dropped to the forest floor. It's almost impossible to see now. You're not sure if you hit it or not. Come on in. The forest's fine. A lycanthrope goes where a monster goes where a lycanthrope dare not. You bring shame to your ancestors.
Fool me once, shame on me, asshole. Fool me twice. No, it's shame on you. Whatever. David's super tired.
It's all good. You ripped apart a beautifully constructed mannequin.
No, this whole thing is, it was pretty clearly a trap from the beginning, but yeah.
I mean, you did get some information. You know there are traps. This place is a fun house.
Question is there a way of getting there without going through this?
You guys
get-
hear a meep meep in the distance.
Right. Get dressed.
Yeah, let's get to the van.
Alex, while you're getting dressed, you can feel this thing staring at you.
And it's a creeper.
I was about to say, it doesn't seem like the beast or the mask. It seems, even though it's the woods, it seems like something else.
You haven't experienced the beast over much.
Okay.
All you know is that it's.
We heard that he was pretty direct, I thought.
Mm-hmm. And
That's the way the hag described him, I think. A physical force.
But smarter than you would think. And the two of you head back to the vehicle.
Well, we have confirmation.
We have proof of life.
We were able to find some as well.
Alex is, like, kind of rubbing her chest. You see that there's some blood that's soaked through her t-shirt.
Y'all right there?
They set some traps. Silver.
Shit.
It's nice to be expected.
Paul. What did you see?
No one we'd seen before, at least not like that. Maybe the Beast Man, but I don't know. They had a decoy, some sort of decoy set up. And yeah, I walked into it.
I don't think any less of you for it.
I thought it would be an opportunity to get one of them alone, so oh well.
I mean, you succeeded.
Shot.
You did get one of them alone.
Problem is, the one we got alone is the one you don't want alone.
Ooh, Holmes gets it. I was about to say, Holmes, you've gotten the profiles on how these slashers generally work.
Yep.
If the beast is a freak or a mutant, facing it on its home turf is devastatingly difficult.
Yep. Suicidal ones, let's say.
Okay, it gets a +3 on any contested rolls within it. It ignores all terrain penalties within it. Never forgets where its never forgets where it is or where its traps are within it, and always wins initiative while in it.
Wow.
Eek.
Yee.
Thanks.
Fucking nasty.
Not worth entering. No, thank you. Setting fire now.
If you could arson this whole forest, that would seriously fuck up its entire deal. The hard part
I'm
is...
not above it.
Alex would probably not approve. So burning an entire forest.
To kill that thing? Oh yeah, I'd do it.
We saw that Victoria and the one in the suit uh, picked up supplies at the local Walmart. We're in the right place.
Yeah. Seems we are.
Maybe you're not.
We should probably tell our allies that we have confirmation now.
We also know that the van can disguise itself.
Oh, yes, that.
That's no
Yep.
longer a reliable way of tracking it.
I guess that makes sense.
Ugh.
White panel vans are everywhere, and they are the preferred tool of predators.
Reynold, is that...
And the preferred tool of every delivery driver this side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why they're the preferred tool of predators. There's so many of them.
What's up, Yusuf?
Would a optical illusion technology be anything I've heard of from TFV's R&D department?
Actually, it's something that already exists.
Huh.
It's just cost prohibitive.
Gotcha.
Projecting an image like that in a three-dimensional space would be, yeah, like slightly prohibitive. Like the issue is just the cost. But you've seen what Victoria can do. She can make shockingly efficient devices out of scrap and junk. Like, do you remember that hedge trimmer?
Yeah.
It's made out of a drill, a Roomba, and a fucking bit. Like...
So it's very likely that she built this herself.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So she may have rigged up some more elaborate traps that we should watch out for.
And I mean, you guys think back to that decoy that you saw,
Mm-hmm.
and it screams all three of them. The mute to stretch the flesh, the savage to supply the materials, and Victoria to make it breathe. You put all those three things together and you get something that you can't help but investigate.
Yep.
The only thing that was missing was an IED when you got near to it.
Yeah, I was considering that.
Hey man, explosives are expensive. Anyway, do you guys head back to the Econo Lodge? Done enough scouting for one night?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You all get 5 experience points for a fantastic session. You gathered a lot of very vital information. The noose is closing in on the opposing conspiracy. But can you draw it tight enough to strangle those within? Find out next time!
Well, the problem is they know we're coming. They could choose. They could choose to leave. They could choose to. They can choose to reinforce themselves.
They could leave, but they've invested so much time and energy into their lairs, I don't think they'd readily abandon them.
No, not readily.
No,
And so far, we're not presenting a threat.
Yeah, you'd need to apply more pressure. Like, Holmes, straight up, if you guys find a way to arson that entire forest, like, whoever's responsible will kiss a lot of humanity bye-bye. but it could conceivably solve the situation. It's just a matter of getting something that will be able to burn the entire forest down.
Yeah.
Well, the other issue is that
Place in California.
you burn an entire forest down, you tend to bring a huge number of firefighters and law enforcement and
Yeah, that's the actual concern.
yeah.